Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jenifer Jenkins. Thank you so much for stopping by. I think I'm going to name this video, Have the Body You Want. And I'm just gonna be sharing with you guys some tips, some facts, some motivation, and like some advice that has always helped me to kind of stay on track when it comes to my health and fitness. And I think it'll help you too. I think it'll help you to get on track and stay on track, because I feel like once you know this information, once you've heard it, you can't pretend like not to have heard it or not to know it. And I feel like it'll always kind of echo in the back of your mind, and it will, well, it has helped me to always stay on track when it comes to my health and fitness, and hopefully it'll help you too. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump in and let me share those tips with you. Okay, so before I get started, I feel like there are a couple things that are just kind of important to note. First of all, if you are new to my channel, I am 49 years old and I weigh about 110. Well, right now I weigh anywhere between 107 and 110, and I've usually weighed that my entire adult life, like after the age of 20 something, you know. 110 is where I like to be. Right now I've been practicing the keto diet for a little bit over 6 months, and I seem to slip down a little bit to about 107, 108, but I don't prefer it there. I'm still trying to kind of figure out the whole diet. I'm trying to figure out how to keep weight on, actually. Also, I feel like it's important to note that I do not love to work out. Like, I'm not one of these people that are like, oh, I can't wait to get to the gym and work out. I don't even work out at a gym. I actually work out here at home. All of my exercises are done at home. And I would say that my physique is about 85 to 90% like eating right, and about 10 to 15% physical, you know, exercise. And so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you before I jumped into these tips. Number one, food can either hurt or help you. Every single thing that you put in your mouth is either going to promote health or it's going to worsen your health. There is this quote, and it says, food can either be the safest, most powerful form of medicine, or it can be the slowest form of poison. Burn that to your memory, let that sink in, type it out, stick it on your refrigerator, stick it on your pantry door. That to me is such a profound quote, because it's so true. And there's so much evidence to support that. Bad diets are literally responsible for such a large portion of all the illnesses and the diseases in the world. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, heart disease, cardiovascular disease, stroke, obesity, gum disease, tooth decay. All these illnesses and all these diseases are a result of bad diet. And as a matter of fact, I read that bad diets are responsible for more deaths globally than tobacco use. So the next time, you know, you're looking at somebody and they're smoking a cigarette and you're thinking to yourself like, oh my gosh, how could you do that? We all know how bad, you know, smoking cigarettes is for you. Think about that the next time you're, you know, going through the drive-thru, you know, because like I said, bad diets kill more people globally than tobacco use. So that's one thing that I keep in the back of my head whenever I'm thinking about, you know, the stuff that I'm going to put in my mouth. I wanted to show you guys this real fast. This is something that my grandma always kept on the front of her refrigerator. And it's this little pig, and it says, don't surrender, stay slender. And she got it at like a little arts and crafts fair, but it was always on her refrigerator. So whenever she passed away, it's like one of the first things that I snatched, because I just thought it just reminded me of her so much. But another thing that I wanted to tell you guys, and it's kind of funny, and you know, bear with me. I was only like 20 something years old when I made this up, and I'm definitely not a poet. So like I said, bear with me. But I would say, eat before 7, have a body like heaven, eat after 8 and gain weight. And for whatever reason, that was always the case for me. If I took my last bite of food before 7 o'clock, I would never gain weight. But if I ate after 8 o'clock, I could easily put on weight. I could still do it now. If I ate every day after 8 o'clock, I could definitely and would definitely put on weight. And so that's just something that I made up. Eat before 7, have a body like heaven, eat after 8 and gain weight. Number 2, don't wait to be motivated, just act. Let your actions and your commitment be your motivation. You know, there's the only thing that's standing in the way of you having the body that you want and ultimately the health that you want is you. You're the only person that can make those things happen. There's another quote. Of course, I'm gonna have all these quotes. And it says, if you're persistent, you'll get it. If you're consistent, you'll keep it. And I have said this so many times on my channel, but everything great that you want out of life comes with 5 things. It comes with sacrifice, dedication, determination, discipline, and most importantly, consistency. So if you're persistent, you'll get it. If you're consistent, you'll keep it. Now, of course, there are some exceptions, you know, to the rule. Some of us might have a chronic illness or maybe, you know, some physical limitations. And, you know, so unfortunately, that's definitely going to keep you from, you know, having the body and health that you want. But for most people, having the body and health that you want is definitely attainable. You just have to make the effort. Now, I do get asked really often, like, how do you stay motivated, you know, to work out and to, you know, continue to eat right and stuff like that. And, you know, there are some things that I do. One thing in particular, especially when I'm feeling completely unmotivated, is I will just hop on social media. I use social media to motivate me in so many ways. You know, I follow a lot of women of all different ages, younger and older, who are very, very much into fitness. And I also follow a lot of yogis. And they're so motivating to me. So when I get on there, especially if there's a woman who's my age or older, in my mind, all I'm thinking is, if you can look like that, I can look like that. If you can have that flexibility, I can have that flexibility. The only thing that's holding me back from having the muscle tone that you do, or the booty that you do, or the, you know, arms that you do is my effort, you know? And so sometimes that will, now oftentimes it will definitely motivate me. And like I said, especially if they're my age or older. Another thing that really motivates me is just my children. You know, I want to be around a long time. I want to watch my children grow up. I want to watch my grandchildren grow up. I want to continue to be mobile. I want to continue to be flexible. I want to be healthy, because I feel like the way to have a happy life is to be healthy. You know, whenever I was younger, it was just only about being fit. You know, I wanted to look a certain way. As I've gotten older, it's definitely about health. You know, it's definitely health and fitness. You know, before, whenever I was younger, like I said, it was more about I wanted to look a certain way. But now it's definitely that I want to feel a certain way. I want to live a long life, and I'd love to look fit along the way. So, okay, number 3, stop making time an excuse. This is something that I've said so many times before. You will always be able to find an excuse not to work out. And usually the biggest excuse that most people come up with is, I just don't have the time. But if you have the time to brush your teeth, you have the time to get in here and get in front of your mirror and do 50 squats. So pick whatever your problem area is, and then just kind of make a promise to yourself that, you know, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, before you get in the shower, you are going to come in there and do, you know, 50 squats. It's going to take you 2 minutes, and you're going to hate those 2 minutes, because I do that all the time. Like, if I am completely unmotivated and I'm just like, I just do not want to work out whatsoever, one thing that I will always do are my squats, because that's my problem area. That's where I find it the most difficult to stay toned and to stay looking, you know, the way that I want. If you have time to put on your 20 layers of skincare, then you have time to get in here in front of your mirror and do 3 sets of 10 dumbbell curls. You know, if you have time to scroll through social media, then you have time to get in here with a chair and do 3 sets of 10, you know, chair dips for your triceps. It is so easy to work in a 15-minute workout. Usually that's almost the maximum amount of time that I will spend doing a workout, because I split up my body parts, you know, lower half and then upper half. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are usually lower half, but I always try to work in those extra squats. But, and I don't ever spend more than 15 minutes in here at a time. And you can knock it out like that. Everybody has 10 minutes. But like I said, you definitely have 2 minutes. So if you just keep in mind, like, okay, I'm gonna get in there, say it's your stomach area that is your problem area, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do these ab exercises. I'm gonna do it until my abs are fatigued. It's gonna take me 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna hate the next 2 to 3 minutes, but I'm just gonna do it. Sometimes I will like set the microwave, because I'm gonna heat something up. I will put something in the microwave and I'll know that it has 3 minutes on there. And I'm like, you know what? I've got enough time to get in there and do 50 squats. And I'll just do them. I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna come out huffing and puffing. But once you start to see the results, like once I started to get in my car and notice that when I sat down, my legs felt a lot more firm, or there was a lot less, you know, of spread or whatever. My legs are not rubbing together, or, you know, you look better in shorts. You can look down when you're walking in the sunlight and it looks less, you know, wobbly or whatever. That is such motivation. You know, once you start seeing the results, that's when you start to become addicted to feeling that way. It's a good feeling when you think that you look good. It's actually one of my biggest motivations. The way that I look in my clothes or in a bathing suit feels better to me than bad food tastes. And that's just always been the case. I am not, really bad fattening food has never been a really big weakness for me, because I associate not good things with it, you know, and I always associate good things with eating right. I love the way that I feel. I love that I can just go into my closet and pick something out and it's gonna look decent on my body. I'm not gonna have to hide a body part or anything like that because I'm feeling insecure. And it all comes down to just making the right choices and making an effort to be consistent with your workouts. It all comes down to what you value and how bad you want it. Number 4, create new habits by setting small goals. Now, this is kind of similar to what I just said, which is, you know, don't think of the big picture, because some people will discourage themselves right out of, you know, the body that they want, because they're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to change all these eating habits. I'm gonna have to put, you know, all this time and effort into exercising. Don't do that. Like I said, pick one body part, whichever one frustrates you the most. It might be, you know, your bat wings. If that is what frustrates you the most, then 3 days a week, you know, make a promise to yourself, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm gonna get in here with a chair before I take a shower and I'm gonna do 3 sets of 10 tricep dips. If you do that, you will definitely start to see a difference. You're gonna start to feel a difference. You're gonna start to see some muscle definition. You're gonna start to see less movement, you know, when you wave or shake your arms or anything like that. And that is gonna be, that kind of becomes addicting, you know, and it starts to snowball. Then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and add one more exercise. I'm gonna add one more exercise for my bottom half. I'm gonna add one more exercise for, you know, my abs. I'm gonna add one more exercise for my biceps. Next thing you know, you're working out your whole body in such a short period of time, and you will start to see the difference. But you have to set small goals, because if you try to jump in, it's gonna be too much of a change, too much transition, and you're gonna get discouraged, especially if you don't start seeing, you know, immediate results. So just start small, and then let the progress be what motivates you and what starts to snowball. Okay, so this is the last piece of advice I'm going to share with you, and it's actually the most simple, but to me it's the most profound. And my mom shared it with me recently, and all it is you can do hard things. That's it. And just say that to yourself. Just say, I can do hard things. So if you think that it's hard to make the sacrifices when it comes to food, or if you think it's hard to push yourself away from the table so that you don't overeat, or to go pick up the dumbbells and do 3 sets of 10 curls, just remind yourself, I can do hard things. You know, whenever you say that and when you actually do it, when you're done, you're gonna feel such a sense of empowerment, of pride, confidence. You're gonna realize that you are stronger than you think you are. You know, you are capable of doing hard things. And it allows you to just kind of take the power back into your hands. It is within your power to have the body that you want. It is within your power to be, you know, as healthy as you want. You know, of course, like I said, there are circumstances that some of us have no control of over, but for the most part, it's within our power to be as healthy and as fit as we want. You can also use that in just other aspects of your life. Whenever you think things are getting difficult, you can just remind yourself, I can do hard things. You know, I had to say this to my son the other day because, as most of you know, my son has autism. And although it's the summer months, we're still having him, you know, read passages and answer some questions because that's where he needs the most help, especially, you know, with subjects like social studies and stuff like that, where the reading's kind of boring. And he was having a difficult time and he was like, I can't do this. It's too hard. It's too hard. And I just said that to him, Cross, you can do hard things. Say that to me, you know, say to me, I can do hard things. And he did. He said it to me. He could do hard things. He ended up finishing, you know, his reading. He answered the questions. I think he missed 1 out of like 6. And of course, I praised him afterwards and I gave him, you know, positive reinforcement. And then I reminded him, see, you can do hard things. There's nothing, very few things are too hard for you to do. You know, that's what I want him to believe and that's what I want him to think. And so it's such a simple statement to say to yourself. But like I said, it puts the power back into your hands because you are capable. So just that, saying something as simple as I can do hard things can be so empowering. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that one with you. That one I feel like is the one that resonates with me the most. I just love that. And it's just so, so simple. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video to be helpful in some way. And yeah, I hope you're having a fantastic weekend and hopefully I will see you back here next week.